So today it is October 3rd, 2023, around 7 a.m. Atlanta time, and I'm recording this video to document the accident that I had on September 29th, 2023 at 6:29 a.m. So I was going to Albany, Kentucky for work from Marietta, Georgia, and I was on Interstate 75 North, uh, right before Chattanooga, around 10 miles before Chattanooga, near exit 350, that is a Battlefield Parkway exit. Maybe half a mile before that exit, I was in the right lane, and an 18-wheeler truck, fully loaded with sawdust, hit me from behind. And I had no clue what happened. But the moment I got hit, the airbag deployed. So from all around, I could not see anything. So I had no clue which direction I'm going. The way the car landed, now I can see that my car probably circled around horizontally on the highway from the rightmost lane and crossing the 3 or 4 lanes, and landed up on the leftmost shoulder, and hit the ceiling, sorry, not ceiling, the railing, and then stopped. The car was still running, and I did not know what was happening. I heard some noise, but no idea what happened, and I didn't know where I was. But luckily, after my car landed, the right side, because I was on the left side driver's seat, on the right side passenger seat front, I saw that the airbag kind of moved away a little bit, so I could see from the window that I was on the left shoulder. And somehow I felt that the driver's seat space was quite narrow, and I didn't know what was happening. I thought it may be because of the airbag, but it gradually started uh, becoming narrower and narrower, and it came to a point where it was difficult for me to expand my chest. I said, "What's happening?" And I no clue. But at least I thought, let me remove the belt and get on the passenger side. So I removed the belt, and luckily the belt came off, because many times when the accident happens, the belt may not come off. So everybody needs to get a belt cutter in the car. And then when the jerk happened and when the airbag deployed, my iPhone, which was connected with the cable for the CarPlay, charging and direction, it basically fell off on the passenger side. And I saw that the flashlight was blinking. I don't know what was happening with the phone, but what iPhone did was it automatically dialed Kashmira, Shlok, and stuff, and not dialed, but they texted them saying that Rakesh Shah was in accident, and they got the text message. So Shlok was about to go to Guatemala, so he called Kashmira. I'll come to that point later on, but and automatically dialed 911, and I didn't have to dial that. But then I went on the passenger side, and finally I kind of settled down, and the moment I put my head up, I realized that somebody was flashing the light in my car. So what happened, that is, this guy is angel or God for me, because he's the one who saved my life. So the first luck that happened was when my car was spinning around. Nobody hit me coming from the third or fourth lane, so that is a good thing. And second thing is, when I looked up, this guy, he identified himself as a paramedic, was standing there. He basically came, flashed the light, and he saw that I was alive, because I'll tell you what happened. You will see that there was no way I could be alive. And he basically broke the window with one punch with his tool to break the car's window. So make sure everybody has that tool in the car, because this can save your life, to break the window. And he told me to come out of that, but the space was actually collapsing on me, and I didn't know what was happening. And I tried to maneuver myself, because the driver's side was almost collapsed, and I was in Nissan Altima, so it's sedan, and it's not that a big car. So the space was getting narrow and narrow, and plus because of crawling and the jerk of the accident, my body was a little bit stiff, and I'm 54, so I'm not that flexible compared to teenagers, so it was hard for me to get out, and I could not get out of the front passenger window. So I told him that, what, why don't you break my moonroof and I can come out through the moonroof up? And he said, man, there's no way to come out because there's a truck sitting on top of you. And that is when I realized the dire situation I was in, because I realized that the truck was basically pushing down. It was fully loaded truck. This is the same truck that hit me. It hit me, then it lost the balance, and then luck would have it, my car spun around, came back, and he landed on me. So then I suddenly realized that, man, I need to get out. And that is when I came face to face with death, that my time is very short if I don't come out of this thing alive. And I say, so what should I do now? He say, crawl back, because there was some space left in the back seat, and he had already broken the window of the back broken the window on the back side, passenger side. This side was completely blocked because a truck was there, so I could not open the door on the driver's side. That door, he could not even reach there because the truck was there. So he said, come back. And I say, I cannot come because there is not much space. Even a cat cannot pass. But he said, look, if you want to stay alive, there is no other option. And then I realized that, man, this is the death standing in front of me. So I saw the death right there. But then I saw the God or the universe or whatever name you want to call it. But I started crawling back, and I saw there was glass shattered all over the seat, and I got scared that if I put my hand on that, I'm going to get cut on my hands. But there was no other option. The glass can be dealt with if I'm alive. So I started crawling, and I have no clue so far that how I crawl back, because practically it was impossible. But maybe in 3 to 4 minutes I crawled back, and during that time I was completely calm and cool. That is the beauty of all this thing, is that my whole life, the spiritual and the philosophical understanding I have developed, that was tested, and I came through that, and I had made peace with my death. And I told God or universe that, look, if it is my time to come, I'm ready to come. Just take care of Kashmira, Slok, Sawan, my mom, and my next generation. Financially they'll be fine, but when I won't be there, they probably will miss me. So take care of them, and keep them happy. So that was a peace I had made, and I was ready to die if I don't come out. Probably I was going to smother to the death, or if the car got on fire, then I would be burnt alive. But God had a different plan. So I crawled back to the back seat with my hand down. But look, I don't have any scratch on my hand. That is a miracle. And then when I crawled in the back seat and then twisted myself, I kind of twisted a little bit of my thoracic muscles. I still had a little bit of discomfort there. And then I put my hand on the window and then kind of gradually raised up. And then he held me from my shoulder and pulled me out a little bit. And then I made an effort, because I was otherwise completely fine. I had no other injuries, except I can see that there is an injury here, then here, then here, and I'm not sure, the little bit the tenderness here, and a similar bruise on my left calf and the right calf in the leg, and as I said, the thoracic strain. So I was otherwise okay, and I kind of made an effort to pull myself up, and then when I was halfway, he was holding me, and then he pulled me out. Then because the car was against the railing, obviously that was one of the reasons we couldn't even open the door. Even the actually door was jammed anyway. So I put my hand on that wooden post, and then he pulled me out, and then I got my leg out, and then finally I was out. So that was the time. I'd say it would be around 6:45 or 6:50 a.m. That I was out, and that is the time when I was given a second birth. Because if I was, what happened that after I came out, I realized that I was completely all right. The paramedic quickly took my vital signs, and everything was fine. The paramedic realized that I was an ER doctor, so he said, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "I'm okay." I didn't want to go to the ER because at that time I didn't feel much, and I'm okay right now, nothing major. So I realized that this is the unique chance for me to live in the present moment and celebrate the life because I was alive. So that's a life, right? I was not dead. So luckily the iPhone, I remembered to take the iPhone with me. So I took the phone with me, came out, and started recording. And what happened that when the iPhone had sent the text to Kashmira, Slok, and Sawan, Slok was already awake. So he called Kashmira, and Kashmira was sleeping, so probably they were not able to communicate, and then she was, I think, in the bathroom or so. But by the time she actually received the message that I had an accident, I was already out, because accident happened at 6:29, and by 6:45 or 6:50 or so, I was out. Now here's a miracle: the guy who broke the window, he was not 911 paramedics to my best knowledge. He told me that he was passing on the southbound I-75 and he saw the accident, so he came. But look at, the coincidence. He came with the flashlight and the tool to break the window. If he didn't break the window, I would not be out, and if he didn't bring the tool, it would have wasted 5 more minutes, and who knows what would have happened in 5 minutes, because then he has to go back to the ambulance, which was on the other side of the shoulder, on the highway other side, southbound. That's a miracle. And I don't remember his face. I never asked his name, and I never said thank you. This is unusual for me. So for me, he was, and he's a God. God came in his form, and he saved my life. So I started recording everything. So I got all the videos after I came out, and within 15 minutes, the car practically collapsed, and it obliterated the space, the driver space and everything, and it was basically flat. So if I was not out on time within 15 minutes of accident happening, I would be dead. Means all the paramedic, the 911 paramedics, fire, police, everything. I think everybody was there within 15-20 minutes. But the guy who saved my life, he was not the 911 to my best knowledge, because that's what he told me, that he was just passing by. He's the one who saved my life, and everybody else, came together, and later on everything was just a logistic to figure out how to flip the truck and get the car to the towing place. And that took around 3 to 4 hours. The I-75 was closed. One lane was open for most of the time, but when they were flipping the truck, which took almost 3 hours, they closed I-75. Then Kashmira came with Rekhaben, my sister-in-law, and they reached right after they clear the road, and the ABC towing guy who towed my car, he dropped me at the Circle K gas station, which is on the next exit on the Battlefield Parkway, and I was waiting for Kashmira. She came, and then we came home, and luck would have it, on the way back there was a big traffic jam because of accident on the 75 South. So it took us almost 4 hours to reach home. So by the time we reached home, it was kind of evening, and I was a little bit sore in the face and in the chest and in the leg, but nothing major, so rested. And so this was a second birth for me, September 29th, 2023, where I had seen the death so closely, and I had seen the hand of God moving to save me. It was as if conspiracy, because nobody hit me when my car was going this way. When the truck did not collapse immediately, it was like somebody was holding my truck until the truck, until I came out of the car, and the paramedics showed up without 911. Even iPhone dialed the 911. The paramedics who showed up, the driver had a hammer in his hand, and he broke the window with one punch. And it is just a series of events that led to me talking right now. So I'm really thankful to be alive, and I know God has a purpose for me to stay alive, and I'm going to make it realize. So next 45 or so years that I will have, I'm going to have the best time of my life. And actually I'm only it's September 29, so 9:30. So I'm only 5 days old today, because this is my second birth, and now onwards I'll be celebrating 2 birthdays. One would be on 25th June, and second would be on 29th September, because that is where I was given a second life. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope this happens to nobody, but I'm really glad that I got this amazing opportunity, because I'm alive. So I can tell you that to encounter death for almost 15 minutes, I would say 15-20 minutes, and at the same time realize the presence of the universal power, the God, or whatever you call it, personally. So I don't have to go to Himalaya or anything anymore to realize this spiritual thing. So I'm really happy about that this is the biggest gain that I had because of this accident. So thank you so much, guys.